Disney spent decades hiding the truth about Ursula's shocking inspiration. The sea witch who terrorized Ariel wasn't based on ancient folklore or fairy tale magic. She was directly inspired by Divine, America's most notorious drag queen, whose outrageous performances and iconic look Disney secretly borrowed to create their most theatrical villain. But when religious groups discovered the connection, Disney was forced to bury the truth and pretend Ursula came from Hans Christian Andersen's innocent fairy tale. This is Behind the Castle, where we expose the banned inspiration Disney doesn't want you to know. Disney wants you to believe Ursula came from Hans Christian Andersen's 1837 Little Mermaid fairy tale. But here's what they won't tell you. Andersen's sea witch wasn't even a villain. The original character was a nameless, neutral helper who actually assisted the Little Mermaid in achieving her dreams. She was described as a disgusting old hag who lived alone in the ocean depths. Hardly the glamorous, theatrical diva Disney created. Andersen's sea witch had no personality, no memorable songs, and certainly no dramatic flair. She appeared in maybe 3 paragraphs of the entire story. So where did Disney's larger-than-life tentacled terror actually come from? The answer scandalized religious groups and nearly destroyed Disney's family-friendly reputation. The truth was hidden in Baltimore's underground drag scene, where a 300-pound performer was redefining what it meant to be fabulous. Meet Divine, born Harris Glenn Milstead, the drag queen who became Disney's secret inspiration for Ursula. Divine wasn't just any performer, she was a cultural phenomenon who appeared in John Waters' controversial films and shocked audiences across America. The visual similarities are undeniable: the dramatically arched eyebrows, the severe makeup, the larger-than-life personality, and most importantly, the theatrical way of moving and speaking that made audiences simultaneously fascinated and terrified. Disney's animators didn't just borrow Divine's look, they studied her entire persona. Ursula's dramatic gestures, her campy delivery, and her ability to be both seductive and menacing came directly from Divine's stage performances. Howard Ashman, Disney's lyricist who grew up in Baltimore's drag scene, knew Divine personally and specifically pushed for this inspiration. He understood that Divine's combination of glamour and danger was exactly what Disney needed for their sea witch. But when word leaked about the connection, Disney faced a crisis that threatened their entire brand. When religious groups discovered that Disney's villain was inspired by a drag queen who appeared in R-rated underground films, the backlash was immediate and brutal. Conservative organizations threatened boycotts, claiming Disney was secretly promoting alternative lifestyles to children through animated characters. The controversy grew so intense that Disney executives ordered a complete media blackout on Ursula's true inspiration. Disney began promoting the Hans Christian Andersen connection exclusively, even though it was essentially fiction. They buried interviews where animators mentioned Divine, removed behind-the-scenes footage, and instructed their creative team to never discuss the real inspiration again. The irony? Divine died in 1988, just 1 year before The Little Mermaid's release. She never got to see how her iconic look and personality would influence one of Disney's most memorable villains. Disney's cover-up was so successful that most people still believe Ursula came from a 150-year-old fairy tale, not from Baltimore's revolutionary drag scene. So Disney didn't just adapt a fairy tale, they transformed a groundbreaking drag queen's artistry into animated magic, then spent decades hiding the truth when controversy erupted. Divine's influence on Ursula proves that Disney's greatest villains come from real artistic inspiration, not ancient stories. Fellow truth seekers, which banned Disney inspiration should we expose next? Vote in the comments. The Lion King's stolen African story princess and the frog's voodoo controversy. Mulan's military propaganda origins. Subscribe to Behind the Castle. Because Disney's real inspirations are always more fascinating than their official stories.